London has 7 Premier League clubs, with a combined value of approximately £10 billion, with access to the world's best players, and yet the world's most powerful football city can barely win at home or abroad. Since 1992, London clubs have won just 8 Premier League titles total, all from only 2 clubs. In European competition, just 3 major trophies in 3 decades. Manchester United alone has won as many Champions Leagues as all London clubs combined. Today, we're exposing the hidden reasons why London's football powerhouses keep failing to convert their immense resources into trophies, both in England and in Europe. And of course, this entire video could be invalidated in a few days if Arsenal overcome their 1-0 deficit against PSG in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I love you. If London were its own country, it would have one of the world's largest economies, a testament to its economic might. However, this economic superpower has been a trophy lightweight for decades. Arsenal's 3 Premier League titles and Chelsea's 5 are all London has to show domestically at the highest level. Tottenham, West Ham, Crystal Palace, 0 Premier League titles between them. Arsenal's 14 FA Cups make them the competition's most successful club, while Chelsea has 8. But Tottenham's last FA Cup was back in 1991, with their 2008 League Cup being their only major trophy in decades. In Europe, the picture is even bleaker. Chelsea's 2 Champions League wins, 2012 and 2021, and their 2013 Europa League triumph stands out. Arsenal's lone European trophy remains the 1994 Cup Winners' Cup, while Tottenham reached the 2019 Champions League final but fell short. West Ham's 2023 Europa Conference League win is a rare bright spot, but it's a third-tier competition and their first European trophy since the 1965 Cup Winners' Cup. This sporadic success from a city with such immense football resources simply doesn't add up. London should be dominating, not struggling to keep pace. Every football fan knows money buys success in modern football, but strangely, London's vast wealth might actually be its biggest problem. Chelsea spent over £1 billion in just 2 years under Todd Boehly, with 0 trophies to show for it. Arsenal's stadium debt crippled their spending for a decade. Tottenham built a £1 billion stadium but won nothing. In football economics, concentration beats fragmentation. The combined value of London's 7 Premier League clubs is approximately £10 billion, but that wealth is divided. Financial mismanagement compounds the issue. Chelsea's post-Abramovich era has been defined by massive spending without clear strategy. Arsenal's Emirates Stadium debt limited their competitiveness for years. Tottenham's cautious approach under Daniel Levy has kept them sustainable, but underfunded for the elite spending required to win a Champions League or a Premier League. As managers like Jose Mourinho have emphasized, success requires both money and a plan. London has the money, but the plans keep changing. Imagine fighting a war on 2 fronts simultaneously. That's London's football challenge. Yet, remarkably, London's clubs consistently sacrifice one battlefield for the other. When Arsenal challenged for Premier League titles under Wenger, they faltered in Europe. When Chelsea conquered Europe in 2012, they finished 6th in the Premier League. Although this is kind of a cop-out because every single team that competes in the Champions League also has to play these, London clubs are getting stretched thin between fierce local rivals, domestic cups, and European ambitions. The capital's intense derbies, Arsenal versus Tottenham, Chelsea versus Fulham, consume energy that northern clubs channel into national and European campaigns. Each London derby feels like a cup final, draining physical and emotional resources that might otherwise fuel European success. In the EFL, Arsenal's recent title challenges and Chelsea's cup runs show promise, but they've been outshone by northern giants. Tottenham's lack of domestic silverware and West Ham's reliance on a one-off European trophy highlight the gap. We all know that stability breeds success in football. Despite this, London clubs have a reputation for high managerial turnover, with Chelsea being a prime example. Chelsea's 20-plus managers since 2003 makes them football's most extreme case. Tottenham, 6 managers in 5 years. Compare that to Manchester City's patience with Pep Guardiola or Liverpool's faith in Jurgen Klopp. It's impossible to build a consistent football identity when the architect changes every single season. The constant revolution at London clubs creates tactical chaos. Players learning new systems every season can't build the muscle memory needed for trophies. Since 2010, London clubs have spent significant sums on managerial severance packages, money that could have bought world-class players instead. Northern clubs, by contrast, have thrived on continuity. London's impatience lead to managerial turnover, disrupting long-term plans. London attracts the biggest stars in world football with its glamour and global appeal. But what if the London lifestyle is actually sabotaging trophy ambitions? Former players admit that capital's distractions create a different mentality. Harry Redknapp confessed, "In Manchester or Liverpool, football is everything. In London, it's just one entertainment option among many." Elite football requires monk-like focus, something harder to maintain amid London's bright lights. The city's nightlife, media scrutiny, and high cost of living can unsettle players, especially during grueling Premier League and European campaigns. London's vibrant lifestyle, while a draw for recruitment, can dilute the focus needed to compete for Premier League titles or Champions League crowns. Other English cities foster a football-first culture, where players are immersed in the club with fewer distractions. This discipline aids other clubs in maintaining consistency across domestic and European competitions. London's commercial demands likely require more player appearances, which can impact focus. When the margins between success and failure are razor thin, these small lifestyle differences can determine whether a club lifts silverware or goes home empty-handed. London's global connections should make it football's innovation capital. The North has consistently out-innovated London clubs for 2 decades. Manchester City's global network of clubs and data-driven approach revolutionized English football. Liverpool's recruitment model identified undervalued talents that others missed. Meanwhile, London clubs have been slow to adapt. Arsenal only recently embraced analytics under Arteta, while Chelsea's scattergun transfer approach lacks coherence. The trophy gap isn't just about money. It's about how the money is spent. Smaller London clubs like Brentford excel through smart management and analytics, but can't sustain EFL or European title bids due to resource limitations. The larger London clubs have been slow to adopt these innovations at scale. Every big club faces pressure to perform. But here's the difference. London's media scrutiny is significantly more intense due to its status as a media hub. With numerous major sports journalists based in London, every mistake is amplified. Every loss becomes a crisis. Every transfer is scrutinized. This pressure creates a cycle where long-term building is sacrificed for short-term results. This intense scrutiny contributes to the managerial revolving door. Boards react to media pressure by sacking managers rather than staying the course through difficult periods. It also affects players who can't escape the spotlight even on their days off in London. The pressure extends to recruitment too. London clubs often feel compelled to make statement signings rather than strategic ones, feeding the cycle of high spending without strategic direction. Meanwhile, other clubs can build more methodically, away from the capital's media cauldron. It's funny because as I make this video, a bunch of London clubs are in position to actually win trophies. Tottenham is in the semifinals of the Europa League. Chelsea are in the semifinals of the UEFA Conference League. Crystal Palace are in the FA Cup final. I mean, there are trophies to be had. We'll see if they can follow through on it. The ingredients for London's trophy revolution are all there, but only if they finally learn the lessons from the North. Arsenal's recent revival under Arteta shows promise because they've embraced stability and long-term thinking. Their Champions League semi-final appearance this season could be the beginning of a new era, if they can overcome PSG in the second leg. Chelsea must find some coherence in their spending. Tottenham needs to decide if being financially responsible is worth the empty trophy cabinet. West Ham's Europa Conference League triumph offers a blueprint for how smaller London clubs can find European success through focus and stability. The question is, which London club will break through first? Arsenal's patient build, Chelsea's financial power, or will Tottenham finally shed their nearly men label? Drop a comment with your prediction for which London club will next dominate both domestically and in Europe. Hit subscribe for our next deep dive on football's greatest mysteries, and smash that like button if you learned anything today. Thank you guys for watching.